Well, good evening, Mothershippers. Jesus, my dog's over here beating the shit out of its dish. That's very, very professional. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, welcome to another episode of Mothership. It's been 2 weeks since our intrepid adventurers have been had gotten away from Choi Station and now find themselves in the blissful grips of hypersleep. But before we get too far into that, of course, you know me, I'm your host for the evening, your game master, Mr. Menoth John. And we have the usual cast and crew here with us. We have, of course, you see them up there. We have everybody's favorite meat popsicle, Joe Snuffy. We have, of course, the professor de jour, Mr. Reggie Regulus Ladrin. That guy. The other guy.
Hey.
You know him, you love him. He's the slavest engineer on the planet, or spaceship, or wherever we are. Sasha Manikov.
Здравствуй.
And that helpful hunk. You know him, you love him. Everybody's favorite android that's almost comes in with some assembly required. We're talking about Eric.
Yes, you are.
All right, kids. So since the last time we were together, a couple of you leveled up. I believe Snuffy and Sasha. I believe you guys both leveled up. And would you like to tell us what it is you did and what it is you are drinking? Let's start off with Joe.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go with my limited edition brew from a local favorite. No, it's not Natty Boh. It is, in fact, Dewclaw. It's from the Pastryarchy line. It is a Mexican hot chocolate porter. Hot chocolate has evolved as it has been adopted all over the world. This brown ale is a nod to an early iteration of a traditional favorite originating in Mexico, made with cinnamon spice, deep chocolate, and lactose. As far as my level ups, +5 to combat and +3 to speed. That's pretty much going to be every time I level up. I'm just going to pick those.
Sounds like a deal.
I decided to remove my phobia of seafood and seafood analogs because I do love the shrimp. I learned first aid, and I tried to bank a skill point. We'll see if that was wise or foolish.
Only time will tell, Snuffy. Only time will tell. Well, thank you very much for that. Dewclaw. You know, I haven't had anything from Dewclaw since Furfest, when I got my hands on some of that sweet baby Jesus. So
It's
there you have
stuff.
it. Now, Sasha, what did you do with your level up, and what are you drinking this evening?
So I took plus. I instead of the main stats, I chose the save increase method because I haven't done that at all yet.
Okay.
+4 to sanity, +4 to fear.
Okay.
And used 2 skill points to learn the expert level skill hacking.
Okay.
And then instead of removing stress, added +1 resolve.
Okay, I have now reflected that on your character sheet here. Of course, we will get that. We'll have to update that next time around based on what happens on tonight's episode.
Okay, I uploaded my current sheet, by the way.
And I got that on here, and that's good.
All right, good.
So we're all good.
Sweet.
What do you have?
But don't worry, if you die, you don't have to update anything again.
That's
that's fair.
That's very true.
All right. So, go ahead, John.
No, what are you having for a beverage this evening?
So quick shout out as I open the bottle here. I'm opening this with a Light Hammer Forge bottle opener.
That's pretty impressive.
This is a railroad spike that has been made into a bottle opener. And the way it works here, if that's in front of me here, yep. That's it.
That's pretty
And
amazing.
this thing is so solid, I'm pretty sure it will outlast humanity.
Yeah, and I actually think he has the last couple from that run or his most recent run available on his website.
Yeah, just Google Light Hammer Forge, like LIGHT
or
Hammer
search
Forge.
on Facebook.
Yeah, and they're good dudes, and also do some other things like I got these little hooks. They're hand forged steel hooks, which is pretty cool.
They go right on the nipples.
Yeah, or not. And he also made me a replacement fire poker because I had a shitty one that fell apart, and he gave me a no bullshit fire poker. So yeah, as for booze, I've never had this before. This is I'm sorry, it's from Sweden. I don't know how to pronounce Swedish words.
Is there an umlaut?
Is there is the null set involved in the lettering?
It might be. Douglas, Douglas maybe. Brigari, Doge. In Sweden.
Doge Brewery.
Doge Brewery. This is
Much
Doge,
beer.
Coffee
Such
vanilla
taste.
black.
Wow.
What? much wow.
Much flavor. Wow.
Much flavor. No, it has much booze because it's 13%.
Oh my.
Oh shit!
It's
We've had
coffee. I know, right? Coffee vanilla black, imperial stout brewed with vanilla and coffee, and I believe it's referencing the coffee beans because it says Da Matteo Kafik T Bolaget. It's like one word with like 20 letters in it,
Sure.
and it says washed tabby bean. I hope they don't grind up tabbies.
That's tabby cat beans. I'm not sure
I
what
don't
that
know
is.
if you know this, Rich,
Ooh,
but there's this
little
thing called
coffee.
Google Translate where you could type that in and probably figure it out.
Tell me more. It says this flavored beer is a layered dream. It's sweetly soft from the malts. It's robust from DiMatteo roasted Colombian tabby coffee. And it's made elegant by the addition of plush vanilla serve black. Also, if you pour cream to a beer, I will fucking appear through your monitor and hit you.
Jesus.
And
like
I
our
think it's
very own
pronounced
Bloody Mary.
Douglas.
Oh my god, that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible.
And where did you say that's from?
Premiere, I found it.
No. Like what
Nice.
country again?
Sweden.
Sweden.
Ah.
Here's what it looks like. If you guys want to see it.
I love how you here's what it looks
I'm like-
like, and then it disappeared.
Anyway,
Harry Potter
well,
shit.
I want
that's
to.
enough out of me. I yacked long enough.
No, but what I do want to do is, given the fact that you had some very interesting show and tell items there for us tonight, Sasha, I would now like you to add to your inventory a rail spike bottle opener, two little hooks, and a fire poker of no bullshit. And I require that it be entered as fire poker of no bullshit.
Got it. Thank you, GM.
You're very welcome. I'm unsure what good they will do you, but you have them.
Two little hooks
Yep. All right.
and fire poker.
Let's move on to the scientist kind of guy. Reggie, you did not level up. However, we are very interested in what you're having to drink this evening.
Well, I leveled up my drink from last time from water to Oban 14.
Very good.
Oh,
Excellent.
Yep.
What is that?
It's a Scotch
Okay.
from Oban. It's a distillery over there, and it's very light. A little bit of oakiness,
On a
a little bit of smokiness.
on a 0 to 10 on a smoky scale, where 0 is monkey shoulder and 10 is Lafroy 10, what exactly? Where are we here?
I put it like a 4. It's very subtle. It's not overpowering.
Okay. Cool.
So I highly recommend Oban 14 to anybody.
John, how dare you invoke the name of the ashtray demon that is that Scotch?
When I went to
just out of principle.
when they went to
Oh,
Smog,
dude.
when I went to
What?
SmogCon, one of the old school boys from the OG podcasters, like, were out there, gave me a bottle of that shit, and it took me 2.5 years to drink it.
Man,
Bottle of liquid smoke.
when I was at Nova
And
a
it's
couple
not
years
cheap.
ago, one of my buddies got a bottle of 10-year and opened it in the hotel room while we were drinking.
And you probably smelled it.
It immediately smelled like we were in a smoking room.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's semi
he
unpleasant.
loved it. He couldn't get enough of the stuff. I think he killed the bottle that weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's possible to like it, but I'm not sure how. So, okay, good. Well, there you go. We got so Reggie's gonna be having some training wheels scotch, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That might be best scotch. And then for Eric, you also did not level up, but let's hear about what
That
you
is
did with your
true.
drink.
So I am not drinking a beer or just a straight liquor this time. I have this bizarre cocktail that I made.
Interesting.
It's really good, but it is it's clementine Italian soda with Sauza silver tequila and lime juice. That's
That is very close to a Kingston sound system. That's an actual drink. The thing that's missing is Sauza. I think it's called Sauza. It's a gentian liqueur that you would add in there as well. I encourage you to look that up on Steve the Bartender. It is remarkably close to that, and it sounds really, really good.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
So,
in case you couldn't tell from the color of my face right now, I like it.
Good job, man. I'll tell you, I started off this evening with a variation on the Aperol Spritz using an aperitivo called what the hell is it called? I was talking about it earlier, Rich.
I don't know the name.
I
of it.
can't remember. It's kind of a reddish version of it. I'll look it up and I'll put it in the show notes or something like that. But I'm now drinking from a bottle of Plantation XO.
I know that bottle.
This is Plantation XO, which is Barbados extra old rum, and it has a smoother finish than 5-year Barbados, their regular Barbados 5-year, which is my number 2 rum compared to Flight Mechanic, of course. Flight Mechanic is and always will be the best rum I've ever tasted. Ask for it by name, guys. If you're out there after you have subscribed to the channel and you've liked this video to tell YouTube that you give a shit about things like that, and you've pressed the bell or whatever you're supposed to do, get on over to your local package liquor dealer and demand by name Flight Mechanic Distillers distilled rum. It is absolutely
let us know
fantastic.
how it goes. We'd like to hear from you.
Yep, absolutely. We need to, we're not getting paid by it. This is not, if we were getting paid for it, we would have a little special, a little visit by this guy. Hey, man, I'm here to tell you that Flight Mechanic rum is the best that money can buy. Ha! And I'm the Luchador bottle opener. So there you have it.
Now they're a real sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no shit. Back when I used
no
to
one can shill like Luchador bottle opener.
I need to get more of that rum. It's so good.
Yeah. So we just have to contact the distillation thing and tell them to give their balls a tug. So Flight Mechanic. Ron. Okay, are we ready to get on with tonight's festivities?
Yes.
Okay. All right, folks. When last we were together, the intrepid crew of the SS Tingle had just completed their retrieval of both their the data and the sample that Space Chupa had asked them to bring back. And the team was in some pretty rough shape. When dragged back upon the ship, Eric was more or less in one piece, but had just suffered a catatonic shutdown. And I believe also that Sasha had also pretty much shut down mentally and had to be dragged upon the lift and brought back up to the ship. And,
systems check status was no bueno.
Yes. So
he was catatonic.
All right. So what I would like to actually talk a little bit about is the moments before hypersleep. So tell me a little bit about how you prepared yourself to what each of you were doing and all that kind of good stuff before you went into your hypersleep chambers.
So I'm going to assume it works like in Alien, and you basically strip down your undies.
That's just your fantasy.
My assumption is that the Tingle is not a long walk from the Sulaco.
Yeah, and you grab your cat and I don't know whatever else and your stuffed animals and.
Do we have a shipboard cat?
We should.
A flarkin?
Flarkin? What?
It's 15 gropples.
Okay, that went over my head. Because Sasha's not functional, I'm assuming someone pulls his boots off and drops him into there like he had too much vodka.
Okay, so Sasha is someone who is not catatonic. Please tell me what you're doing with the body of the Sasha.
I will caress him and then drop him like a sack of potatoes straight into that pod.
Okay.
Yep.
So Sasha was dragged by Snuffy into his pod without any further ado, took his boots off and plopped him in. That's what I'm hearing?
I'll do a quick medical check. We should actually think about that. After every combat action, you need to at least do a tick check on your buddy.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
okay.
God.
We took them both to the lab. We gave them a once over. We did any minor repairs that Eric might have needed, and then probably hooked them up for a charge.
Okay, well, let's take this a little bit slower. Let's take this just down a notch.
Okay.
The first thing you said you did was you did a medical examination of Sasha. And so give me an intellect check and roll less than 30. Let's see. Roll less than 44, please.
Yep. And then do I get any bonuses for first aid and everything else?
I'll give you a 10% on the... Actually, tell me what you're searching for. Anything in general, or is there anything specific you're looking for?
Just any injuries I want to take care of, address, clean. Obviously,
plant
if I can give him anything for his mental state to help him kind of come down from his shock, make sure his vitals aren't going to crash before we put him into hypersleep, things like that.
Give me a less than 54. We're going to roll on your intellect. I'll give you a plus 10% on your first aid.
I got a 24 from my new dice brought to you by Dan.
Okay.
Hey.
Brought to you by Dan.
Okay. So, you basically are able to patch up his injuries, and you don't see or notice any evidence of the bloom that was that he had been inoculated against down on there, and basically you are able to bring his stress level back down to 0. And he is ready. He's not awake at this point, but you now have Sasha's health is now back up to full strength at 43.
Okay, and we'll wrap him with a blanket, and we'll have some tea ready for when he comes to help calm him.
Excellent.
I think that's the thing you're supposed to do.
Okay.
When people are in shock.
Okay. So he's warm and about to get teed on. Got it. All right, so
Teabag.
what are we doing for Eric?
We'll probably have to run a scan to see if there's anything internal that needs to be addressed with him, since he
Let's do a systems check on him.
So
Let's do a systems check to make sure his software baseline's okay. 'Cause he's acting a little.
I agree with Snuffy. We'll run a systems check, see if there's anything major that we can take care of and address on the ship.
Okay, give me another intellect check with a 10% bonus. Roll less than 54, please.
That is a 13.
A 13. Okay.
Yes.
In the course of examining Eric's basal software, you've noticed an anomaly. You've noticed that the pathways are not in the same condition that they were basis the initial basal scans that were a part of the center lining document that came with Eric. And what do you do?
Analyze.
The analysis would indicate that he has developed phobias.
Is there any way? Does his manual come with any way to delete them from his memory?
Well, I mean, someone would have to make some type of a programming check or hacking check in order to attempt to revert the software back to its original state.
I'll try a computer's check just to see.
What could go wrong?
So let me ask this question just once, and then you guys are up to yourself from this point moving forward.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You have a base computer skill, no hacking skill.
Correct.
And you're going to roll against your intellect, so you have to roll less than 54.
So you have a 50% chance you could nuke one of our core crew people. What's the phobia first? What's the phobia? If it's like a fear of nipples, like we don't care.
We don't know.
I hope this feels like taking the sock back from Dobby.
No, because I cared about Dobby.
Cheers.
Do you still wish to take the check, or do you want to have further conversation with your crew members?
No.
I'm going to lean towards the side of caution and agree with Snuffy that we probably shouldn't try to do any core programming based off of it's not as easily written out in his manual.
Sasha begins to come to.
Oh, thank God.
Sasha wakes up, kind of like looking around.
Reggie's gonna run over and hand him some tea. It's
What?
herbal green tea.
Where? We on the ship?
And
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
you cried
we got.
like a little girl and passed out.
Yes. Do I have injuries?
Nothing bad.
No, we took care of
You are
everything.
made of macaroni and cheese.
What is wrong with Eric?
More
I
than
am
normal,
anatomically correct.
Okay, something is definitely wrong with Machina. I'm assuming Sasha will go to stand up, not fully have his balance. Says, maybe I drink tea first. Look into Machina later.
Okay, so you take a sip of tea. You now have tea in you.
Oh,
You've been
All right.
fully teed.
You are completely full of tea.
Teed up.
And just to recap, this is all before we come out of hyperspeed.
You are
or
not
sleep,
in high.
right?
You are still above. You are basically in your ship, either docked or not docked to the space station surrounding
Okay.
Choi Station's planet.
Just double checking.
okay.
You have not gone to sleep yet.
Sasha sees Eric being weird, and he says, "Machina, I don't feel that great, but maybe after sleep, I fix you."
When I wake, I would like to see the light of God.
How about we fix you now?
Okay, tell me what you're going to do now that the Eric has begun spouting scripture.
I want to do the same diagnostics because Sasha doesn't trust.
I'll hand over what I've
Yeah.
found to him, and so he has something to go off of.
Yeah.
Sounds like a deal. Roll less than, let's see, 34, 44, 59. Roll less than 59.
21.
You're as you go through the basic code of Eric's, and you have discovered once again the anomaly that were pointed out by the other members of your team. You have discovered that the phobia that Eric has developed through the course of the trauma that he experienced on the planet below renders him homicidal towards cats.
Huh.
Could this be a benefit, though?
It appears as though the phobia has latched itself into his basic survival routines, and if not properly removed, anytime he sees a cat, that cat's going to have a bad day. Anything between him and that cat is going to have a bad day.
Okay. So Sasha looks at Eric and says, "You may have some concerns about maybe domestic animals." He doesn't
Yes.
say anything. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. My bad. His actual response is, okay.
Sasha says, "We do not have any on the ship." Okay.
Okay.
You have no worries. And with that, Sasha will walk away from Eric. Actually, Eric should probably shut down and plug in or something. I don't know what the thing is. Sasha says, "Go to your storage container." I don't know what it would be called. You're totally not a Borg recharge cube, and plug in and shut down.
Yeah, Eric is going to basically just go into no more crisis mode. The crisis has been averted. He's an emergency response android. So I'm going to go back to my packing crate, put all my gear back where it is supposed to go. If there is a replacement vac suit on the ship for the one that I turned into a belly shirt, I'm going to...
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Eric looks real weird.
Yes. You're basically all of you. There are backups for the stuff that got tore up down on the station. So if you had it, you've got new versions of it back in your inventory. Welcome to Act 2.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so Eric's basically going to set things back to where they were before he was opened in the crate. Then he's going to get back in the crate, plug in, go into diagnostic mode, and shut the crate. Pack himself back up.
Sasha waits for him to close the door, and hears the hiss of the hydraulics wind down or whatever. Waits like a one count, then walks over to Sasha and Snuffy and says, "Guys, he is afraid of cats."
I'm really glad you didn't see the hang in there kitty on the back of the door.
What? Says, take down poster. Do not show machine a cat. Okay,
guys, it'd be funny.
If I can fix him.
Once he shuts down, let's put it on the inside of his crate.
No. This is why you almost get us killed.
No.
All right, fine.
All right, so I think Sasha has done probably everything he needs to do now. It says, Snuffy, you wait, who's driving this fucking bus?
You.
Oh, me. God damn.
I've been limping through.
Technically, the company put me in charge.
I don't even have piloting. How?
I'm technically the captain.
That's right.
When we're awake.
Yeah.
The company put me in charge. So basically, when we're not transitioning between locations, like when I'm active, when you need a captain, I am the one who's activated to be it.
Okay. So realistically, someone should press the button to take us home. Because that's probably how it works, right? Because they're not going to let fucking morons dick around with the ship. It's going to be boop, return to base.
Maybe you're a worker collective.
Have you seen the military?
Yeah,
No.
Look, it's in the future, okay, Brett. So
Snuffy has first aid, doesn't he?
I do have first aid.
So, Snuffy, can you come over and help me address the wounds that I took trying to help Eric?
Yeah. Let's do this.
Give me give me an intellect check there, Snuffos.
That's a pretty shitty intellect check of 42 plus 10, so under 52, 50-50. There's a 47. Very fortuitous.
All right, so you're back up to full strength, Reggie. You've got 38 hit points.
Perfect. And then, Snuffy, you don't have anything weird going on, do you? You feeling okay?
But I do want to point something out of character. So that thing I pointed out about starting health is double your strength. Did nobody else catch that when I mentioned that?
No, I caught it.
Okay.
So Eric should actually be at a health of 46 times 2?
Yeah.
36 times 2.
Okay, so
because my starting strength was 36, I think.
Okay,
but it goes up every time you increase.
Oh, okay. So I'm at 92.
You're at 92. Okay. And
wait, how much does it increase when you level?
It's the same as so it's double your strength at all times.
So Snuffy, and then
okay.
And then Sasha, that means you're at 86.
I mean, that's not going to save us, but it might help a little.
Wait, I'm at 86 what?
Hit points. It's double your strength, and every time you increase your strength...
Holy Jesus. Okay, that's better.
It's double that. So, yeah, thank you for that catch, Brett.
Thank you.
I like staying alive. I find
mine was right, because I'm 19, and then 38 is doubled.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was checking yours on there, Adam, so that's good. All right, kids. All right, so...
Yeah, we should probably get some sleepy going on here.
All right, so Eric is in the... Eric is in his blister pack as Forsaken Pop mentioned in the chat, and now basically Reggie is back to full strength, and what I just heard was that the crew has set the autopilot, the navigation controls, if you will, of the SS Tingle Tingler, I should say, to go back to Space Chupa.
Yes.
Okay. And so the crew goes in. The lids come down on your hyperspace cryogenic pods, and the motor spins up, and hyperspace is yours for a while. And during that time, all of your stresses are relieved, and so everyone's stress is back down to 0 points. And And then all at once, the cryogenic chambers begin their emergency revival sequence. The chambers start spinning up to bring you back at the highest rate possible that is survivable for a human.
Right.
You awaken to find as your lids reach up, and you find yourself gasping for air. Each of you will now take a stress.
Okay.
Noted.
I'm just marking it off. Reggie, you are currently now at 1 stress, so just to kind of mark that off there on your sheet.
Well, everyone should be, right?
Eric, you are not at 0. You are not at 1 stress. You're still at 0 because you are still in your. You have not been reawakened at this point.
Okay.
But all of the humans are now at 1. You awaken to
Ferengi
you. By the way, I do have the rules of acquisition right over here if we need them at any point during the course of this adventure. So if you awaken to the klaxons going off on the Tingler, red warning lights are going off, and you're getting alarm messages peeling off on the HMIs that you see as your eyes open up and they begin to start focusing. What do you do?
Reggie's immediately going to go over to the system and check life support.
Okay, life support is online.
Sasha gets up, yells something in Russian that's unintelligible to everyone else. Translates to, "What the fuck is that?" And then runs over to the nearest panel to look at what the source of the alarm is.
Okay. HMI is reading out that the hyperdrive is down and inoperable. You have maneuvering jets. You have life support. Main power is up. All systems mostly appear to be in fine working order, with the exception that the hyperdrive is... Everything feeding the hyperdrive appears to be in the green, but it is not providing propulsive force.
Okay. He slams his fist on the counter, yells, "Suka!" and then yells out to the computer to answer him. It says, "Where are we?"
Okay. So are you yelling that out, or are you actually going to use a computer?
No,
Are you doing a Star Trek? Computer?
How quaint.
Computer?
No, he types, he looks for punches up navigation.
Okay. Navigation, you find yourself in a very interesting situation. You see below you is a planet, and the planet has a single moon, and there appears to be a number of other ships in orbit. You are in orbit around that planet, and there appear to be a number of other ships also in orbit. You do not recognize this planet. It is clearly not where you had intended to come to.
Let's go wake up Hitachi since he's the pilot.
While they go
over.
wake up Eric, I'm going to also scan for SOS signals.
Okay.
Make sure there's nothing erroneous going on outside.
Erroneous. Very good.
Okay. All right. So, we'll start off with you, Reggie. As you scan around, you're not seeing a tremendous amount of activity. You're seeing most of the ships in the area are either without lights of any variety, and I'm not sure what other tests you're looking for. There's no particular radio signals coming from any of them.
So is that it, Reggie? You just done?
That's it. My furnace kicked on too, so.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that part of the ship is also working. You do have heat.
Yeah. I think it's Snuffy's turn. I don't know.
Okay, so who went to go talk to Eric?
Me.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Me.
Okay.
Awesome.
So what are you doing?
I pushed the button to make him pop out of the Jack in the Box.
The side of the crate is open, and Eric pops out. Harp God, multiple calculation. Thanks you for activating Eric, your friendly emergency response incident caretaker. That's me. What's your Christmas?
We'll work on that, Hitachi, but I think right now you should get up to the pilot's seat.
Okay. I do.
Okay.
Sasha hears this from across the room. Says, "Christmas? What?"
It's because you don't have Christmas in Russia.
Oh no, it's the new Slav colony that I haven't named yet. We'll see.
New Slav 1.
No, it'll be something interesting. It's gonna be called like Bliat or something. I don't know.
It's a hybrid community, so it's Krampus Bliat.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll come up with something good for it for backstory.
I feel like the Krampus was invented like 10 minutes ago. Anyway, so all right. So on your way back up, Brett and Dan, as you're walking more forward back to the ship to join your crewmates, Brett looks as you're walking past one of the restrooms, happens to glance into one of the mirrors, and in the mirror, Brett is seeing the reflection of everyone he's ever loved.
So it's short
He sees
list.
family members. He sees relatives that have passed away. He sees the family he left behind in the mirror, staring back at him. Roll a die and tell me. Roll a d10 and tell me what you get.
0. So would that be a 10?
Okay. Give me a sanity check.
Okay. So 1 stress. So
you give me less than 25.
12, baby.
Okay. You
Holy
pass
shit.
you pass your sanity check and do not take a stress.
Wow.
Shrug it off. Shrug it off.
So you look in the mirror, you see this, you do a double take, but then it's gone. What do you do?
Eric, did you notice something odd just now?
No.
Did you notice anything at all? Period.
We are going to the bridge.
Give me a sanity check, Eric.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Dice, 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 dice.
I'm glad it's Eric rolling and not Sasha.
Oh, stop. I just passed a roll. Now I'm going to fuck it up because you said that, though.
What'd you get?
50.
Yeah.
50? Take 1 stress,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
You see your crewmate acting very strangely, asking you if he saw something, and unsure of what prompting a question like that provides you a little bit of stress.
Do you need a medical health assessment?
No, you ain't shrinking me, Hitachi. We're going to the bridge.
Okay, you continue on to the bridge.
Okay.
Okay. What do? You're on a ship. For all intents and purposes, it has maneuvering jets. It has most of the systems. Everything's in the green. You just ain't hyperdriving no more. You see,
Can Sasha's turn or Professor's turn?
so it's everybody's turn. You guys are a team.
Sasha, you
Okay.
go first.
Okay. Sasha says to Eric, talk to navigation, figure out where we are.
Okay. Yeah, I look at navigation, see if there's anything to tell me.
And while he's checking nav, I'll speak out to the team. I'm picking nothing up on signals. It looks like most of the ships have lost power. We should probably run a full systems check, make sure nothing else weird is going on with our ships.
Okay.
So I have piloting. I don't have astrogation or anything like that.
Okay. There's nothing on your. There's nothing. I think it's you. Who's getting choppy, Rich?
Brett.
Okay,
Brett is.
Okay. The planet that you're around isn't really showing up on any of your charts, and nor is the moon. There seems to be nothing really that is that you can tell about this, other than it is it's a kind of a dark red color. The moon appears to be tidal locked in its orbit, much like the way our moon is here on Earth, and is a literal field of perhaps hundreds of different ships that are orbiting this planet in much the same way. There is one that is a little bit closer to yours that seems to be in a little bit better shape than most of them. But that's basically all you can basically tell at this point.
What's the planet look like?
Let's see if I can find a good description of it for you. The planet that the planet is appears to be it's a dark red, deserty kind of planet. I would describe it, if you were looking at it, as like a cross between like a burnt out Mars, if you will.
So a little more,
there is
little
an
less
atmosphere.
Mars, a little more Dune-ish.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, a little more Arrakis. It's Arrakis. It's got an atmosphere, but
Okay.
it is clearly less than a hospitable type place.
John, I was legit expecting you to read the description, like from the first paragraph of Dune, where they're talking about Arrakis.
Arrakis,
Desert
a desert planet.
Do we have any kind of sensors in the ship that might be able to pick up gravitational fields, John?
Sure. I mean, you do some analysis of the electromagnetic and gravitational fields around here. There appear to be, from your scans, there are structures on the moon as well as on the planet. For the most part, the features that are kind of standing out to you right now are that moon and this nearer spaceship, the Alexis. You can read from the side of it. It's relatively close to where you are.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll kind of confirm my thoughts to the crew. If I'm understanding the descriptions correctly, it seems like we're kind of getting stuck in flypaper in space. Something yanked us out of hyperspace, and I think along with all these other ships and planets that are now centrally locked to something. I'm not quite sure what yet, but we might need to kind of investigate that to figure out how the heck to get out of here.
Okay.
Sasha weighs what he says and says, "We could. This also seems like a trap a little bit.
I 100% agree.
I think we should maybe reboot hyperdrive."
My fear with, we can try to reboot it. My fear, though, is that since we have all nominal systems going in, but no force out, something's, I think, locking us in place or disabling that, like us generating enough force to pull away from this location.
What say you, ship's engineer?
Brett just put in the chat, Space IT says to power cycle out of a situation. No one be surprised.
Did you turn it off and turn it on again? Are you
That's totally where I was
absolutely
going with that,
Are you
too.
absolutely positively sure the
I just
hyperdrive?
noticed Brett's background.
Yeah.
Behind Sasha a wrench. Maybe we should hit it too.
It would be a normal response, though. You know.
I'm
Are
unsure
you
why
gonna
you
tell
felt.
me to not use my work email now?
I'm unsure why you wouldn't just say that out loud, Snuffy.
Why not?
Don't use
What did you say, John?
Email to update your last one.
I said I'm unsure why you wouldn't have just said that out loud instead of typing it in chat, because that was comedy effing gold.
I can in character.
All right. Sasha looks at Snuffy and says, "You have better idea?"
Kick it.
Sasha kicks Snuffy in the shin.
Okay,
No,
give me
not me. It's.
give me a combat check.
This is an opposed roll, motherfucker. I got close
sure
combat
is.
training too.
Where's combat? What do I roll?
Strength, hitting.
Strength? All right.
Mhm.
Oh, hitting, yeah. All right, I have a 43. I rolled a 31.
Eric,
I should have the element of
reference
surprise.
of the Three
Just
Stooges.
saying.
Okay. So, in the process of swinging your leg back to kick Snuffy in the shin, you catch your reflection in the polished surface of one of the control panels. And as you look into it, you see people that you've known in the past. You see people that you've loved. You've seen people that you remember from your youth, people that you've loved, and they're all screaming out to you. Give me a sanity check.
Sanity is 34. And I have one resolve, so doesn't that kind of give me like 35? Isn't that how that works?
It gives you no, but what it does is it reduces your panic check.
Oh, I
So-
panic.
So,
Okay, I'm
so
sorry.
once you fail, it helps reduce the.
I gotcha.
What
Okay.
happens?
So, give me
So
a,
34,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
roll a 70.
Okay, so you are now.
Oh yeah, rolling a lot of them good saves there.
So
Sasha.
Rillen now has 2 stress.
Son of a bitch.
And you shake your head, and what do you do after having seen that?
He says he stops mid boot to Snuffy and says, "Did you see that?"
Thought you were gonna kick me? Yeah, asshole.
No, Suka. People in reflection.
That's called a mirror. That's what the rest of the world says.
Okay, so let me get this straight as the GM. You're gaslighting your crew member about something that just happened to you not more than 5 minutes ago.
Have you never met anyone in the military?
I'm just
John?
making sure that I understand where the relationship is here. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
It's too realistic. It's hyper realistic.
I need Snuffy to give me. Let's see. What if you're gonna lie? What would be a lying thing? I'm gonna
Probably intellect.
give me an intellect check on that. Roll less than
Okay.
42.
Nope. 84.
Okay. So Sasha, you immediately realize that Brett is lying to you. That he has seen something just like this already once on the ship.
Okay. You've seen it too. You have.
I saw something, possibly, maybe.
Sasha, give me. I mean, it's not Sasha. Reggie, give me a sanity check.
Uh, 77.
Okay, you failed on that. So you take a.
I'm up
stress
to
point.
2.
You have to 2 stress points. Okay.
Quick beverage update,
Yep.
real quick. I'm switching over to Highland Park, 12-year-old Scotch. This was on the recommendation of my boss Alex, and coworker Chris. I'm historically not a Scotch fan. This is amazing.
We just had that at Oaks Dave.
Oh, you did?
Yes, it's so good.
Oh my god, it's yeah. Listen, if you're not,
so I
like,
had the
oh,
18 year. Brittany had
Yeah.
that, and then we kind of sampled each other's.
yeah, it's mind blowing good. All right, anyway.
Okay. So when last we checked, you were getting ready to kick Brett because somehow that was going to fix the hyperdrive.
Yeah, well, he said kick him and he misunderstood him. So,
Okay. So what are we all
Your
doing? here?
English is terrible.
Sasha's now very concerned,
Okay.
and goes to the window, looks out it, just to physically observe anything.
Mhm.
that looks out of the ordinary.
You see the in front of you closest vessel is a basically a 3-deck medium craft with the name Alexa. Is it Alexis? Scroll. It's not Alexa. You can't like go, hey Alexa. You know? And in relatively close proximity, at lower orbits, there are other craft. You see what appears to be, without going through a detailed count, you've got to estimate there's probably about 30 or 40 different ships in rough parking orbits that you can see on this side of the planet.
Wow.
That's no bueno.
Sasha walks away from the window, gravely concerned now, and explains to them that he sees all these ships and that there's one right near him.
This is what I've been trying to tell you, Sasha.
Well, Sasha was, I don't know, preoccupied.
It appears that we are trapped in either a utopia or a death trap.
That's very helpful, Machina. Very helpful.
Could it possibly be a Deathtopia?
So,
let me check 8-ball
Sasha,
on that one.
Sasha says,
No.
where am I, Magic 8-ball? Sasha says, I think we should reboot hyperdrive, use impulse engines to break orbit and get out of here.
So before we can try that, Sasha, I think one thing I want to try before we reboot the system, general navigation is up for short range pulses. Let's see if we can move the ship at all, and just to check our mobility.
Okay.
See if anything else is affected.
Like with impulse engines, kind of?
Yeah, just like XY, just kind of shift the ship around, see if nothing's preventing us from moving in any direction.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Sasha gives it a simple command to just raise orbit by like 1% kind of thing.
Okay. You hear the sublight engine spin up, and they do move you to a very slight increase in your orbital distance, approximately the 1% that you asked for in your command.
Okay.
Hey. Sasha sees this and says, "Not too bad.
I was worried that was going to go the other way.
This is good. This is good."
So you have
Okay.
you have the ability to maneuver.
Okay.
So we have stable orbit. We just cannot use hyperdrive.
So, Reggie, you said something pulled us out of hyperspace. You looked at the spaceships out there. Did you look at the planet for any signals?
It looks like there's potentially two structures. We probably couldn't make out too much without getting closer. It looks like there's a structure that's on the moon, and then there was the ship that was close to us. Those are the two major things that I picked up on my scans. But there are multiple ships out there, and given the number of ships out there, my fear is that we're in some trouble. So we're gonna have to figure out what's causing this to be able to get out of here.
All right. Sasha says to the group, so do we reboot hyperdrive, or do we try to use sublight engines to escape orbit and then use hyperdrive?
John, does the ship have the capability of calculating how big the planet is?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Thinking outside the box, I mean, if the structure on the moon is potentially causing us to be stuck, we could try to soft burn to the other side of the planet, which might re-engage hyperdrive.
Well, we're still orbiting, so we'll just get there, eventually.
I thought you were going to say
relativity
slingshot
to the-
around.
Relativity to the moon, because if we're all orbiting at the same rate.
Yeah, unless we're in like geostationary. We're not like geostationary, right, John?
You are orbiting in a geostationary orbit for a rocket is a fairly specific set of conditions. You got yanked out of hyperdrive.
Okay,
You
good. I just wanted to make sure.
You are
Yeah.
super fucking lucky you're not just crashed into a thing at this
Yeah.
point.
Because that
So
would
I
have
assume
been like easy.
potential fall rate in space is
Eric
the
had
same
his
as the
hand
moon.
up. Eric had his hand up. I would like to give
Oh,
Eric
I was
the
just going to
opportunity
say, I mean, the answer's obvious. We nuke the moon.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think we have a nuke.
I didn't see that coming. No, you don't.
You fucked
It's a
up.
nice
when the
idea,
GM
though.
just says no.
I mean,
So yeah. So that's Sasha. What Sasha says is, do we use impulse to break orbit and then try and jump when we're away from the planet, or
The other
stay in
thing-
orbit and then reboot the hyperdrive and then try and leave?
Hitachi, as the pilot, which would you suggest?
I would recommend rebooting the hyperdrive to see if it is a localized effect and if impulse will have using impulse to get away will have an impact.
okay.
I would not want to compromise our orbit and burn fuel only to find that our hyperdrive will not work one way or the other.
Okay.
Which is a risk.
So reboot hyperdrive is answer.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
Power cycle that shit.
All right. So
Sasha walks over and
Holds the power button for
Command-
10 seconds.
commands the hyperdrive to restart.
Hold on
So-
to your butts.
so the
Hyperdrive. Restart.
computer hyperdrive. Hey, so the you can hear the systems shutting down as the hyperdrive goes down through its automated shutdown sequence. There's a bit of stillness, and then you hear the systems beginning to come back up as it spins up and gets ready to do its thing. Just as you at the point at which you would have expected to hear that last latch click in and the hyperdrive spin up and ready for duty, amongst you on the bridge have materialized now exact duplicates of each of you.
What the fuck?
There is now another Sasha. There is now another Reggie. There is another Eric. There is another exact duplicate of Snuffy somehow, and they are now looking around just as you are looking at them.
Are they exactly mirroring us, or are they doing their own things?
They are
Not to
doing
quote-
they have blinked into existence. They
So
are
it's
not
it's
mirroring-
duplicates, not exact mirrors.
So it's
they're
not like
mirroring
Annihilation.
you. They are not
Ah.
mirroring you.
Ugh.
No, it's like Rick and Morty. Get the interdimensional monitor.
I would like
Oh
you
shit,
each.
Morty! There's 2 dots.
I would now like each of you to take a sanity check.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do
Let's
this.
start.
You know it.
Let's start with Reggie. Let's do a sanity check and roll less than 40.
And that's on 2d10, right?
It is a sanity check. Yes. It's a
I got
percentile. It's a percentile. So it's
Okay.
Yep.
Just double checking.
Yep.
97.
That you have suffered another stress. You are now at 3. Eric, sanity check at 20.
Yeah, I was going to say that's 0.8.
That actually passes. You have
Yeah,
Rock
that's
solid.
shocking.
you Snuffy, you have a sanity check of 25. Somehow the guy with all the guns is the least stable. Who would have seen this coming?
Hey, I'm just saying,
What's
they
up,
make
Dark?
me feel better.
What's up, Arky Dan? Welcome.
Yeah.
Arky.
55, so critical failure.
55, you take 2 stress. And I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna probably have to start asking you guys to start taking panic checks, but today is not that day. And then Sasha, give me less than 34.
How about 53?
That'll be 1 stress. Okay.
Vamp for a second. I gotta pee.
Okay.
Be right back.
So, for those of you coming, let me just kind of summarize where we are here for those kids playing along at home with the home game of Mothership. The crew has attempted to Control Alt Delete the hyperdrive and have gone from reflections of terror and loved ones in mirrors, and have now moved on to have created exact duplicates of themselves.
This is going to be fun.
Really should
Is
have
it-
watched Event Horizon this weekend like I was planning.
It might have been. It might have been good training for this one.
You know, I'm just going to say I'm going to shoot at him.
So the hyperdrive is apparently up and running, but it is not
Just doing
providing.
weird stuff.
It is not providing propulsive force for the ship.
It's providing force to something.
So we'll wait.
A hole in reality.
So the other thing that we'll keep in mind here while we're waiting for Sasha to return from the head is that remember, kids, Mothership is every other week, alongside the Painting with Men Off John Wednesday night extravaganza, which will continue for a few more weeks, at least until I run out of models. Which, at the rate we're going and the way the U.S. Postal Service is going about delivering my models, who knows if there's going to be any more episodes. We'll see. But if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, like, smash the bell. If you're watching on Twitch, I don't know what the fuck you do. Click on a heart. If you're watching on Facebook, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Get a hard on for the Twitch channel.
Yeah, what if you're watching on Facebook? Really, come on. Let's get over there to Twitch or YouTube or something. So, all right. So, Sasha, just to bring you up to speed, we did mention that the hyperdrive, as far as its indications are, is it's running perfectly well. All the subsystems are up and working at nominal conditions. It's just not providing propulsive force.
Got it.
What?
Okay.
And there are more of you than there were a few seconds ago.
So Sasha is obviously freaking out.
Do we notice each other's doubles?
You notice the fact that all y'all are all over the place now. You've got there are exact duplicates. You're all together, and they're all with you. So all of this is happening right in front of your eyes, which is why you took sanity checks.
Yeah,
What
so
are
Sasha-
they doing? Are they just mirroring what we do?
They are as surprised as you are.
Sasha looks at Sasha Prime and says, "Do you see me and hear me?"
Sasha Prime
Did
goes,
you just infer that you're the fake one?
No,
Oh, this
no,
is gonna be
mathematical connotation. Not like. Never mind. You know what?
the other Sasha says, "How do I know that you are you?
I know I am me. Who are you? Wait a minute.
I am you. Are you not me?"
Hello. Are you also here for the emergency response?
I am here because there is an emergency that needs my immediate assistance in this particular location now.
Excellent. Thank you for your assistance.
You have been very helpful. Thank you.
Reggie,
And
look at
thank me.
his double and be like, "Go Team Science," and high five each other.
Sasha smacks Eric and says, "Machina, what are you doing?"
We have assistance.
We have assistant now.
Sasha's
So
not
Joe,
happy.
do you got maybe a beer, a brewski, or a smoke on you? I'm just saying, it's a little tense.
I don't know, but I could sure use a gun right now. I wish I had some freedom I could let loose on all of these people.
Sasha is really perplexed by this, and he says, where were you all right before you saw us?"
We are here. Where did you come from? This is... I am understanding not what you are saying. I was here all along. Where have you been?
Sasha says, "Before you saw us, you looked out the window, yes?"
Yes, and I am noticing the ship that is near us, and then you showed up. What is all of this?
And before
Suka,
that, you were in
yeah.
hypersleep, and before that, you looked at Crab Man, and
Crab man? I am. I
were
don't-
you
I-
on
this
Choi
what you-
Labs?
I do not know what this Choi Labs is.
Please retain your positions. I will return momentarily. And Eric walks out of the bridge.
Can I come?
What the fuck?
Can I come with you?
No, please retain your position. I will be right back.
I am good at following instructions. I will wait for your return.
Thank you. I'm going to go back to my crate and get my vibe shetty.
Why would you not just have that on you?
Why would you walk around with it on the ship, like with that?
I feel like Eric, if you woke Eric up out of his crate and he was like, okay, let's go to the bridge, and he grabs his vibe shetty.
I would say it's par for the course and roll my eyes.
Sasha,
Okay, you're not wrong.
John, are they like color palette swaps? Like if I'm wearing like a red vest, is he wearing a blue vest?
You are,
or is it like
almost
straight identical?
You are indistinguishable.
Jesus Christ.
So Reggie's gonna look at the group and say, Eric, don't wait up a second. I think we're experiencing a multi-dimensional wormhole.
Please, I have a solution. Please retain your position.
Do you have like some paint? We could put some numbers on people.
Who are you asking?
Do I have a marker in my pocket?
Or are you just happy to see me?
No. I'm looking. Okay, so Sasha, this is so fucking ridiculous. Sasha takes out, if you'll allow this, GM, of course, takes out the pocket laser cutter, sets it to the lowest setting, and writes the letter
Sinner.
A.
No.
Writes the letter A on his jacket.
Okay.
Would that be allowed to happen, or would it cut
you
through
now
me?
have
I don't know.
you now have an A on your jacket.
Okay.
And your heart.
Okay. Walks over to Snuffy, writes the letter A. Walks over to the
Which
professor,
Snuffy?
writes the letter A.
Which
Alpha!
That one. And then walks over to the professor, writes the letter A on his jacket, and walks over to other Eric, because our Eric already left, and writes a letter B on his jacket.
Just let me know when I'm back.
His
by the
belly
way.
shirt.
Yeah.
Eric, without the letter B on his jacket, has now returned, holding a vibe chetty in his hand.
Yep. I hold it up and say, I have a solution, and then proceed to cut one of the pockets off of my vac suit.
Okay. So you are
Sasha
Sasha
says-
lower than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah. Says, okay,
It's a-
now we have no mistake.
It is unfortunate that you did not retain your position. Now, I don't know which Sasha is the real Sasha.
I am the real Sasha, and I wrote letters.
That's
on
what
all
the
of our
fake
jackets.
Sasha would say.
I was
Eric.
not present.
I am
So
the
I
real
cannot
Sasha.
verify.
I am the real Sasha.
I turn to the other Eric. Eric, do you recall which Sasha was the Sasha who moved and did not retain his position?
I remember all things that are presented to me because I have a photographic memory.
Yes,
Itachi.
that seems likely.
So I am
Itachi.
remembering that the one that did not retain his position is the one with the letter A on his suit.
Thank you, Eric. I walk up to Sasha, the one with the letter A, and proceed to. I don't know if people are wearing vac suits or what.
I'm guessing at this point it's probably just jumpsuits. At this point, you can't.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah, like
You put
shipboard
some
attire.
clothes on after you got out of your tubes real quick. You threw
Yeah.
some a jumpsuit on.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to him and go, please remain still so injury does not occur. And I roll up the sleeve of one of his jumpsuits, actually, you know what? I roll up one of the pant legs,
Okay.
and then
Tight roll
basically use the vibe shetty to like cut that loop off halfway to the knee.
So he's got
So
he's wearing half capri pants, half
Yes.
long pants. Got it. Okay.
You just made him like freaking, was it crisscross or kid and play?
The other Eric just said, "You have made a fashion statement. I find this very pleasing."
I
I'm
find this
getting
not
into
very
art.
pleasing.
Is it art? I think it is.
I think so too. And I go over to Snuffy, who was in the position that I remember before the blip of new people happened. and I do something similar, and I do something similar to Reggie as well.
Reggie Avest.
I know it's just clothes, but
okay, cool.
It's not your clothes.
All right, so
ass.
everyone that has an A on their on their outfit, on their jumpsuit that was burned in using a laser tool also has one of their legs that is their pant leg that is short. So we have one group of 4 of you that is a fashion statement, and another group of you that is, shall we say, more mainstream in your fashion choices.
All right.
Reggie's going to just shake his head and walk away, go get his med scanner, and start scanning people and see if they register anything before there's, 9 or 12 of us.
Okay,
Sasha says, group, we need to figure this out. If no one has any ideas, I say we send Tight Beam to ship Alexis.
Okay.
I don't think we should send anybody anywhere yet. Is anything else?
Send message.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can do that. Is there anything else duplicating on the ship, John, or is it just biomatter?
All you have
Or
noticed is
semi-biomatter?
there just is double the number of you guys than there were before. The ship itself does not appear to have changed, other than, once again, the hyperdrive appears to be in full working order. It's not providing propulsive force.
So,
I'm glad I made that sanity check.
Yeah.
Because my default response when they
Penelope's-
popped in was, if I failed it, I was going to remove a finger.
Mm-hmm. I would have allowed it, too.
Let's shut down the hyperdrive for now,
Okay. And then what?
and we'll just use normal systems. I'm going to start scanning.
Where you
I
guys-
assume
Where are you guys at?
they're going to come up with normal vitals just like us.
Don't assume. Don't assume.
Okay.
Yep. Makes an ass out of poor Yumi.
What does the group want? Is that the group's course of order?
Turn that
Over-
shit off.
Okay. Sasha, what do you do?
Sasha says, I am going to send Tight Beam to ship Alexis.
Did we shut down the hyperdrive, or are we going to the tight beam first?
Oh, I thought we did
Reggie's-
shut down the
Reggie's
hyperdrive.
shut down the hyperdrive on his way
I
to get the
needed to
med
hear
scanner.
clear, concise alignment amongst the crew members that were shutting
Yes.
the hyperdrive off. Okay.
Yeah, shut the hyperdrive down.
Okay. Spin does you press the button and the sequence begins to spin down. The reaction matter injectors are shutting down. Everything's going to green, and the other 4 of you blink out of existence. The only ones that are left have A's on their shirts and are now wearing super cool one-leg short pants.
Okay.
And
Sasha walks over, says-
hypothesis was correct.
Professor, very good.
Okay. All right.
Now, has anybody else been seeing or anything abnormal happen to you since we've come out of hyperspace? And what happened?
Snuffy.
So I might have possibly seen some people in a mirror that might not necessarily have been there.
And then roughly how soon out of hyperspace was that?
Just as me and Hitachi was walking up here to the bridge.
So probably minutes after.
I only witnessed his psychological break. I did not witness the same incident he did.
Okay. What about you, Sasha?
Did your magnificent internals record the time that happened, Hitachi?
Yes, it occurred at beep boop beep.
Sasha says, I saw the same thing. I do not know what it is. But
Okay.
we cannot leave, so I think we should ask for help.
If we
Who
turn
are
on
we
the
asking for
hyperdrive-
help?
This ship.
If we turn on the hyperdrive again, we will have 4 more people to ask for help.
Let's not turn on hyperdrive just yet.
Are you sure? It could be funny as fuck. You might want to try it again.
Right.
That sounds like a clear steering in the wrong
I
direction.
got a whole table I can use over here. You sure you don't want to turn on the hyperdrive again?
Yes.
Sasha says again, "Can we message on the ship?"
Who are you asking? This
Okay.
The four of them, or three of them.
Go right
Yeah.
ahead, Space IT. You send that email to who you need to. Just make sure you don't use your work email address.
Sasha walks over to the console, fires up. I'm using expanse terms because I don't know what it would be in Mothership. So to send tight beam transmission to Alexis, from Sasha at tingler.com to asterisk at alexis.com, and says, no, this is stupid. I'm just gonna hit audio. I'm just sticking around.
All right.
Am I swipe left or swipe right?
Don't
Hits what, John?
points are awarded for good role playing. Just saying.
Oh, okay. Hits the mic and says, Tingler to Alexis. Do you copy?
Immediately, the response you get back is as follows. This is the Alexis. This is an automated response. If you are getting this message, we are not able to come to the comms right now. If you would like to speak with a member of the staff, please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. And it continues to repeat over and over again.
Sasha puts the phone down like for a second. It says, "No one is answering."
Did you dial 0 for an operator?
No, I just dialed shit. Looks down, presses 0.
Thank you for calling the Alexis. If you would like to speak with engineering, press 1. Command, press 2. Archaeology, press 3. If you don't know the number of the area you wish to speak with, please press 0. If you would like these menu options repeated, please press pound.
He presses 2 for command.
I'm disappointed you didn't press 3.
Thank you for contacting command. We can't come to the comms right now. If you would like to speak to a representative, please press 0. If you would like to speak to command, press 2. If you would like to speak to archaeology, press 3. If you
Press
would like
0.
Thank you. Thank
The
you for
ship's stuck in a loop and
contacting
he's
the
a moron.
Alexis. We're not able to come to the comms right now. This is an automated system. Goodbye.
Sasha looks at it, says, then hangs up.
Yeah, great idea, Space IT.
Okay, Sergeant Snuffy, what is your idea?
Let's go down to the planet and see what the structure is.
I don't know if that is such a good idea, Snuffy.
Says the guy who just tried calling a dead ship.
Nothing bad happened when I called ship.
Doesn't make it a good idea.
You are going places, Sergeant Snuffy.
Does our ship have the ability to scan for life, John?
Yeah, you
Or
have
we
life,
just limited to our
life,
like.
you have life scatters.
So can we scan the Alexis and see if there's anything alive on it?
Absolutely can. You are seeing that you scan the Alexis and you find that life support is in good working order. However, you do not detect any life signs aboard. Temperature is a constant 23 degrees Celsius, and it appears to be much like your own ship in good working order.
Okay. So, guys, we can. I kind of lean towards what Snuffy said. I think we should probably go investigate the planet. I think if we go board the Alexis, we're really probably not going to find anything. Aside from what we have already found with our own ship. Do they have do we notice if the Alexis has any secondary ships that could have left to go down to the planet or anything?
No,
Or are they missing?
as you look over the Alexis, it appears to be a 3 to 4 deck large ship. There's a large cargo door on one side of it, and a regular airlock connection port on the port side. Pretty standard looking ship as far as that is all concerned. Looks like it could have held at some point in time a cruise complement, and so it's less than 100 people maybe.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do?
So we could stay up here in the ship, like all the other dead ships, or we could try and go somewhere else and figure out what caused the dead ships. It's not ideal, but it's better than waiting up here to die.
I would like to see the Alexis's archaeology department. I wonder if it's like a museum.
They might have information on the structure that's on the moon or the
I
planet.
think we should go over to Alexis. See if we can get seal and dock and go.
We might also be able to find out when they got stuck.
I almost said C.
I'm wearing off on you.
Yeah. So Sasha says, yes, everyone agree? Go to Alexis?
Yes.
I hear consent.
I dissent, but I will go along.
All right. So we're going to put commands into the nav console to dock with the Alexis.
The Tingler extends its long docking tube that it is so well known for throughout the fleet, and mates up to the port side airlock. You hear the locking of the clamps that that hold the two ships together. All indications on your screens indicate a solid lock, and pressurization between the two ships, and the curtain draws on the first night of the adventure here, as you orbit the planet and the moon in now docking configuration with the Alexis.
Awesome.
So there you have it, folks.
Fantastic.
We will be back in 2 weeks to continue this particular adventure. Some weird shits about here in space. And our ragtag crew have docked with a mysterious ship that has a very interesting department aboard known as archaeology. You don't see that so often in space.
Known as archaeology. I love it.
Yeah, and so we're going to learn more about that in 2 weeks. If you're, wow, what's that? Are we having an air raid or something? What is that? I thought I heard like air raid sirens going off or something like
Sounds
that.
like someone's
I think it was
Amber
the heat.
Alert.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, folks. Well, on behalf of the crew, we will see you here back in a couple weeks, and everybody have a great night, and we'll see you later. Good night, everybody.